So we'll continue with the second part of, or the further part of this story, the summit within. Summit, as I've told you, here Major Ahluwalia is talking about his personal experiences of why he climbed Mount Everest. Once having granted this, the question remains, why Everest? So now the question is, why only Everest? Because it is the highest, the mightiest is greatest, excuse me, and has defied many people have tried earlier also. It is not that people have not tried. There are many people who try to climb Mount Everest, but it is only few who achieve this. And this was achieved by Major A.S. Ahluwalia in 1965, and now he is sharing his experience. It takes the last ounce is a measurement, like we have kg, kilogram, gram. Similarly, in some countries you have ounce and pounds of one's energy. It takes away all your energy when you climb Mount Everest, because it's very difficult. It is brutal. Brutal means it's a brutal struggle with rock and ice. It's a brutal, difficult. It's a dangerous struggle with rock and ice, because when you go to Mount Everest, all you find there is rock and ice. Once taken up, it cannot be given up halfway, even when one's life is at stake. So what he is trying to tell you is that if you decide to climb Mount Everest, and even if you have reached half of the climb, you cannot go back, because climbing up is difficult, but it is equally difficult to climb down. It is not like running down a mountain. It is a peak, and it is a very difficult. So once you decide, even if your life is at stake, even if you are about to die, or your life is in danger, you cannot come back. And then when the summit is climbed, there is exhilaration, happiness, the joy of having done something, achievement, sense of achievement, the sense of a battle fought. जैसे आपने एक लड़ाई लड़ ली है, you won a war and won. That is the kind of feeling you get once you achieve the peak of Mount Everest. There is a feeling of victory and of happiness, and you feel you have won and you are overjoyed. Glimpsing a peak in the distance. So when he's at the top of the mountain, glimpsing is looking a peak in the distance. I get transported to another, and he moves into another world. That means he starts thinking. I experience a change within myself, and he feels there is a lot of change within him. That is, once he has climbed Mount Everest, he feels that he is a different person, which can only be called mystical. Mystical is spiritual. Now he's talking about the spiritual part. By its beauty, so he's talking about Mount Everest. He's attracted by its beauty, aloofness, because it is away, alone, lonely, mighty, ruggedness. Ruggedness is toughness, and the difficulties encountered on the way, and all the difficulties when a person climbs a mountain. The peak draws me to it, and that is what he's trying to say, that when he looks at other peaks, it pulls him, it draws him, it attracts him, as Everest did. It is a challenge that is difficult to resist, and it is a challenge which he cannot resist. Again, he is sharing his own experience. This is after he has climbed Mount Everest. So looking back, I find that I have not yet fully explained why I climbed Mount Everest. So he's saying that I have told you that why people climbed and why did I climb, but I am not sure if I have explained it clearly. Why? It is like answering a question, why you breathe. So it is as difficult as a question to ask, why did I climb Mount Everest? It is like answering a question, why you breathe, why do you help your neighbors, why do you want to do good acts? So he's saying there is no final answer possible. But one thing I can tell you is that it is the human nature to do the extraordinary, to accept challenges, to cross hurdles. And that is why human beings, do extraordinary things. Not only in climbing mountains, some people, they swim across the oceans, some of them cross the rivers, some of people jump from the sky. So these are all extraordinary acts. So he's saying there's no special answer. And then there is the fact that Everest is not just a physical climb. And then he says that climbing Mount Everest is not only physical. The man has been to the mountain top becomes conscious. Conscious is aware in a special way of his own smallness in this large universe. So when a person climbs Mount Everest, he becomes a totally different person. And he thinks about his smallness. As you can see in the picture, a person is so small, looking so small when he's climbing Mount Everest. And when you compare Earth with the universe, Earth is so small. It's just a dot in our galaxy. And in this Earth, the presence of human beings is so small. So what he is trying to say, that he is aware of the smallness of human beings in this big universe. The physical conquest of a mountain is only one part of the achievement. So he's saying conquering Mount Everest is one part, the physical part. There's more to it than that. It is followed by a sense of achievement, sense of fulfillment. This is important. This is human nature. कि मैंने कुछ कर लिया है. I have achieved something extraordinary. There is this satisfaction, a deep urge to rise above one's surrounding. There is a deep urge. Urge is wish to rise above one, to go at the top. It is the eternal love for adventure in man. And now he's giving other reasons. Eternal is everlasting love for adventure in man. Now he feels that it is human nature to accept challenges. Adventure, a journey, exciting journey is called adventure. The experience is not merely physical. So it is not only physical that you have climbed the Mount Everest. It is emotional, it is spiritual. It is emotionally you have a sense of achievement. It is spiritual also. It is spiritual also. So this is the second part of this story, and we'll continue with the video in our next session. Thank you all of you and have a nice day.